Hello everybody. Today we're doing some twisting. Twisting is a great way to enliven your nervous system. If you're feeling a bit of a midday slump, do this little twisting practice and it will help to revive your nervous system. We'll start with Bharavajrasana in the chair. So it's the sage twist using the chair. So make sure that your feet and your knees are hip distance apart and sit on the side of your chair with the right side of your body towards the back of any chair. You can do this with any chair. I happen to be using a yoga chair, but you can do it with any chair. And then once you have your feet and your knees hip distance apart, lift up your arms and inhale, lengthen the sides of your trunk. So this is Urdhva Hastasana with the arms. Inhale, as you exhale, turn your abdomen and turn your ribs towards the back of the chair and then bring your hands onto the back of the chair. Notice that you have one hand closest to your knees and you have another hand further from your knees. So inhale, lift up through both sides of your trunk and then bring this left side of your trunk around to the right side. Bring your left abdomen to the right abdomen. And when you can't go anymore, you use your left hand, the one that's closest to the knees, to pull. Pull the chair towards the knees and then use your right hand to push that chair so you can maximize that turn. Keep lifting up through your shoulders, bring the shoulders back, and you can allow the head to turn and the neck to turn, but don't overturn the head and the neck. Keep lifting your chin away from the chest and then release. And we'll do the other side. So turn. So now have the left side of your trunk facing the back of the chair. Make sure that your knees and your feet are hip distance apart. And then raise your arms upwards and lengthen the sides of your trunk. Extend your arm bones upwards. Inhale here. As you exhale, turn towards the back of the chair and bring your hands onto the chair. Again, notice there's one hand closest to the knees, which is your right hand, and your other hand is furthest from your knees. So inhale, lengthen up through both sides of the torso, especially this right side. The side that you're turning away from, it tends to shrink. So lengthen it up. Turn your inner upper arms to your outer upper arms to bring the shoulders back and turn away from the knees. Use your right hand, the hand closest to the knees, to pull the chair towards the knees, and then use your left hand to push the chair to maximize that turn. Lift your chin. You can allow your head and your neck to turn without overdoing that turn of the neck, especially if there's any neck sensitivity. And then release. Great. And now Ardha Uttanasana. So bring your chair around, put your hands on the back of the chair and walk your feet back. Take your feet at least as wide as your hands. Go wider if you have a stiffer body. Bring your heels wider than your toes and make sure that your feet are under your hips. You can always put your hands on a wall or on a countertop if the chair feels too low. Now move your thighs back away from the chair and extend your breastbone forward towards the chair. Lift up your kneecaps, lock your elbows in, extend your arms and finger bones forward. Take deeper, fuller breaths in and out. This is Ardha Uttanasana, using the chair for support. And then release. And now turn the chair so that the seat of the chair is facing you, and we'll do Trikonasana, the triangle pose. And there's a twist in triangle pose as well. So stand in Tadasana, bring your arms and your legs wide apart. Bring your feet all the way out under the hands. This is Utthita Hasta Padasana, wide hands and feet. From the top of your right leg, turn your right leg all the way out and turn your left foot in a little bit. Press into the sticky mat or the floor with your heels. Lift up your kneecaps. Lift up your chest. Bring your left hand onto the hip. Lift up your right arm. Reach all the way out towards the chair and then bring your right hand somewhere on the seat of the chair. More experienced students, you can always bring your hand down to the leg, okay? But as you bring your hand down, make sure that your abdomen isn't turning to the floor. Here's the twist. So you have to turn the abdomen nearest to the floor upwards. Turn these left ribs backwards and bring the right ribs forward. Keep your chest lifting well. Bring your right shoulder back and then bring your left arm in a straight line with your right arm. Lift your chin. And maybe even look up at that left thumb from the right eye. Utthita Trikonasana. And then reach up with your left arm and come up out of the pose. Turn the right toes forward and then bring your arms and your legs back together. Deepen your breath. Let's do the other side. Utthita Trikonasana, the extended triangle. So put the chair on the other side. From Tadasana, bring your arms and your legs wide apart. So bring the feet all the way out under the hands, and then turn your left leg all the way out from the top of the thigh. Turn the right foot in a little bit. Press down into the floor with your heels. Lift up your kneecaps. Lift up the sides of your trunk. Bring your right hand onto the hip. Lift up your left arm and reach towards the chair. And then bring your left hand down to the chair seat. More experienced students, you can bring your hand down to the leg, making sure that you're not turning your chest or your abdomen towards the floor. If you are, it's better to bring your hand higher for today, or even use the chair, because you want to get this turn to come. Turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling. Roll these right ribs back. Lift your chest upwards. And then bring your right arm in a straight line with your left arm. Lift your chin and maybe look up towards that left hand, towards that right hand rather, with your left eye. And then pull up out of the pose. Turn your left foot in and bring your arms and your legs back together and stand in Tadasana. Deepen your breath. Come back into the heels. Lift your abdomen up, lift your chest up, bring your shoulders back. The next pose is Parivrtta Trikonasana, the revolved triangle. So notice that I have the chair on the right-hand side. Turn your body towards the chair. Bring your hands to the hips and step your right foot forward towards the chair. Take your left foot back. So you have about 4 feet between your feet. Turn your back foot out about 45 degrees. And bring your left hip forward towards the chair and your right hip back away from the chair. Lift your abdomen upwards, away from your thighs. Bring your shoulders back, reach your chest forwards, and bring your hands down to the chair. You can bring the chair closer or further, so your hands are pretty much right under the shoulders. Straighten your legs. Keep moving the left hip forward and the right hip back. A lot of you will feel a big stretch even here in your hamstrings. So lift your chest. And then from here, bring your left hand forward on the chair, towards the center of the chair, and bring your right hand to your back. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, turn your abdomen from the left to the right, just like we did on the chair, right, in the seated position. Turn. Roll your right shoulder over your left shoulder, turn. There you go. And then you can bring this arm upwards and keep that turning action. Turn the abdomen, turn the ribs, and then bring your hand back to the chair. Bring your hands to the hips and come on up. And we'll do the other side. So put the chair on the left-hand side. Stand in front of the chair, and then bring your left leg forward and your right leg back. Straighten your legs. Lift up your abdomen, move your front ribs back. Bring your shoulders back, lift up your chest and come forward bring your hands onto the chair. Your back foot is turned out 45 degrees. So straighten your legs, lift your chest, and then bring your left hand forward on the chair seat. So it's at a diagonal there. Bring your right hand onto the back and turn. Turn your abdomen, turn your ribs. Yes, and then bring your right arm up and turn, and turn, and turn. And release. Good. Now we'll do downward facing dog on the chair. So bring your hands onto the chair and walk your feet back again. So it's a little bit lower. Those of you who want to, of course, just do a regular downward facing dog. Lift up through your kneecaps, push the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs, and release. And that's our practice for today. Enjoy midday twisting. Namaste.